From the University of Kansas, you're watching KUJH News.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Emma Hogue. Rock Chalk Invisible Hawk stages another protest today. KUJH reporter Jackson Kurtz is in the newsroom with the latest. Jackson?
Thanks, Emma. Starting around 11 a.m., Rock Chalk Invisible Hawk started a protest moving through campus. The demonstrators started at Blake and Fraser Hall, walking into classrooms asking for students to join the protests. The group moved to the School of Social Welfare, asking the dean to send an email calling for support for Invisible Hawk. Students then marched to Wesco Beach, where several protesters had the chance to speak. Student body president Jesse Pringle and vice president Zach George joined the protesters on Wesco Beach. After 1 p.m., the protesters moved to the chancellor's office. Protesters spoke with administrators about why more hasn't been done for minorities on campus. The protest wrapped up about an hour ago. The university hasn't released a response to this afternoon's events. Reporting live in the newsroom, I'm Jackson Kurtz. Back to you, Emma.
Thanks, Jackson. Burt Nash Community Mental Health Center has been awarded a $75,000 grant. The money will help continue their rental assistance program. The program provides rental properties for those with serious or persistent mental illnesses. Burt Nash is working to establish a 24/7 crisis facility and improve their current Health Connections program for mental health issues.
And it provides whole person care to individuals who qualify, so they focus on physical health and mental health issues for those individuals. It's a way to decrease unnecessary hospital stays for those individuals.
For more information on the Burt Nash Community Health Center, visit tv.ku.edu and click on the Links tab. The East 9th Development Plan has proved to be a difficult project for the city to execute. KUJH reporter Deanna Ambrose has more about the issues some citizens have with the project.
Placemaking across the United States has critics and advocates. The East 9th Corridor project is an example of a placemaking project happening in Lawrence. The project has created its share of tension. Neighbors and artists have worries about the true nature of these types of gentrifying projects and if they really benefit the community. Advocates say placemaking through art creates economic opportunities. Local artist and Citizens Advisory Committee member for the East 9th project, Dave Lowenstein, shares his concerns for artists who have become involved in such projects.
Yeah, so artists engaged in the Lawrence Art Place project, I think for the most part, just don't have the experience to know that this is even possible, that they could be leveraged in an effort to sort of send a signal to real estate speculators that this is a happening, up-and-coming neighborhood.
Another local artist, community activist, and teacher, KT Walsh, has concerns about which artists were involved in the selection process.
So what we were always pushing for was why we have all these artists, filmmakers, poets, novelists, all these people in the neighborhood. Let's include kids, students, everyone, and we can create art and stories and write music, and it's here already.
One more important point of contention in the community has been the transparency of donors and financial information relevant to the project.
So, walking that fine line has been a little bit challenging. I think we've certainly learned that transparency is very, very important, and that it's something that needs to start from the very beginning.
The Lawrence Art Center used the Art Place America grant. The grant is private, which provides a legal gray area for the release of financial records, even though the project is still public. But the numbers came out, and the Art Center has not denied their validity. As of now, the project has halted because of issues regarding street design and the barrier between public and private property. But that doesn't mean development by private corporations has stopped at all.
El Dorado is the architecture company hired by the city. They canceled the last Citizens Advisory Committee because the company had not thought of anything new to propose. The future of the street design remains uncertain. You've heard the bells ringing outside stores and seen the little red kettles. The Salvation Army is once again collecting donations through its annual Red Kettle campaign.
Where are you going? Are you going to eat?
If you're new to town, Chico Walker has your back.
Been here since 1989. I know everything about Lawrence. I couldn't tell you. Nothing about Lawrence I don't know about. So I know everything about Lawrence.
He's been up and down the block a time or two.
It's another homeless friend of mine. Told you, I know a lot of people. I'm very popular here on the street.
And no stranger to helping others.
You gotta be smart when you're on the street. A lot of people are mad on the street. They don't know how to survive. I mean, they're new to the street. I got to teach them the ropes.
But for Chico, helping is harder this time of year.
Can you see all the happy people downtown? It hurts. It hurts in your heart, but I want that happiness too. It's hard to talk about it.
He's one of the many who rely on free meals put on by the Salvation Army.
It's really important. You get to fill up. You get to really fill up. You can eat as much as you want. That's a good thing. Don't turn you away on that. You can eat as much as you want. So I'm gonna eat a lot.
The Salvation Army relies heavily on the donations made from the Red Kettles each year to serve people like Chico, making every one of your dollars or simply your spare change count.
Our Red Kettle campaign, our goal for 2015 is $100,000. And that $100,000 is about 30% of our annual budget for the year. So when you see those red kettles out there, it's not just about the Christmas season and presents. It's about making sure that we can sustain our services from January until next October, until we start ringing again.
It's nice to be catered to. Makes you feel rich.
Helping to feed those who need it most.
Full, yeah, full, thank God.
Emma Hogue, KUJH News. The Salvation Army will take donations up until 2 p.m. on Christmas Day. Coming up on KUJH, record high temperatures expected for this week, but how long will they stay? We'll have your weather forecast. And Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump plans a trip to Israel after harsh remarks against American Muslims. How his current speeches are affecting the Republican Party. Stay with us. No Child Left Behind faced an overhaul today as the Senate voted to approve mass revisions. With a vote of 85-12, Senate restored authority and accountability for schools' performance to states and local districts. No Child Left Behind was signed into effect in 2001 by George W. Bush. The bill expired in 2007, but Congress was unable to agree on revisions until now. Presidential candidate Donald Trump widens his lead in New Hampshire despite recent proposals to ban Muslims from the United States. The poll was conducted by the University of New Hampshire Survey Center and showed that 32% supported Trump. Senator Marco Rubio was in second place at 14%. Trump's continued success in the polls isn't what political scientists like Christina Bejarano had expected when his campaign was launched.
The fact that he's still able to say whatever he wants and do well in the polls is kind of going against most of what political scientists claim with our research.
The Iowa caucus is set to open on February 1st, while the New Hampshire primary opens February 9th. The weather's been nice the last couple of days, but will it continue into the weekend? Let's take a look at your Thursday outlook. Tomorrow starting off 7 a.m., very sunny throughout the entire day, 46 right when you wake up, and hitting a high finally around noon at 60 degrees, so warmer weather there. And looking on to the weekend, Friday looks equally sunny, 64 degrees as the high, but Saturday looks like rain. So if you're planning on spending time outdoors or traveling from one place to another, make sure that you do have that raincoat and umbrella, because there's going to be 100% chance of rain.
Luckily, no sports outside, and we should have that for the rest of the winter, including men's basketball tonight. They're going to take on the toughest opponent of the season, and Holy Cross, I'm kidding, of course, and the KU volleyball team off to San Diego, where they don't have to worry about the weather, and we'll profile one of the players who has taken them to the NCAA Regional, coming up in sports. March Madness is the premier NCAA tournament for the Jayhawk fans, but in the past 2 years, KU has been, well, a little bit of a disappointment. But right now, the Kansas volleyball team has won as many tournament games in the past week than KU b-ball has in the past 2 seasons. Jayhawks are led to the regional by setter Anissa Havili, and our own Nick Price has more on the setter's historic season.
The Kansas volleyball team will hop on a plane tomorrow to go to San Diego in preparation for their Friday matchup in the Sweet 16 against Loyola Marymount. They're confident that they won't get upset because they know they have a great team and a great leader. Sophomore setter Anissa Havili is part of virtually every play. She's played every minute this season, averages over 12 assists per set. The next closest to that on the team is Cassie Waite with just 1 assist per set.
And that's just the way she is. She's going to take over situations. She's going to will it to happen, and she is a quiet assassin in many ways.
Clearly she's consistent day in and day out. I think she gives our hitters exactly what they need. She's our leader, our quarterback, every single day, day in, day out in practice and matches. We're so lucky to have her.
The ladies know that they didn't get this far in the season relying on just one player, however. and they believe that as a team, they're as good as any other school in the nation.
We can hang with the best teams in the country, and we're a top 10 program, and I think we all realize that.
I'm hoping that, we all see what opportunity lies ahead of us and taking full advantage of that.
With a win on Friday night, the Jayhawks will move to their first Elite Eight in program history and face the winner of either Creighton or #1 overall seed USC. Reporting for KUJH Sports, I'm Nick Price.
Friday's matchup with Loyola Marymount will begin at 7:30 and can be seen on ESPN3. KU basketball, ranked #2 in the country, hosts 3-5 Holy Cross tonight. The Jayhawks found out last week that they can't overlook opponents, especially after squeaking out a win over Harvard. This Holy Cross team beat Harvard earlier this season. Jayhawks, they're coming off that close game with the Harvard team, and in the game last Saturday, Jayhawks needed to step up their defense in the second half to take on the Crimson. This is something that some KU basketball players think they need to work on.
We got to get tougher, especially on defense. We're doing a pretty good job on defense right now, but that's our main focus. We know we're going to score points and guys are going to make shots, but it's what we're going to do when we're not making shots. We defend, so that's our main focus.
Jayhawks look to extend their winning streak to 5 straight. That game tips off at 7, can be viewed on ESPN3. On to women's basketball. The Jayhawks are trying to bounce back against the Kangaroos of UMKC. Jayhawks shouldn't have too much trouble with the Roos. They come in with only 1 win on the season. Kansas leads the overall record between the two teams, 15-3. The contest will be tomorrow night at 7 p.m. And the Big 12 Conference Coaches selections came out this morning, and junior safety Fish Smithson snagged an All-Big 12 second-team honor. 3 other Jayhawks were named to All-Big 12 honorable mention: sophomore tight end Ben Johnson, junior fullback Michael Zuniga, and senior defensive end Ben Goodman. This is the first time any of these players were named to all Big 12 awards. So it's a great honor for all those players in a rebuilding program to get recognition this early.
Absolutely, and I can imagine they might be even celebrating with a beer. It's a holiday sight to behold for beer lovers and maybe frat houses everywhere, or basketball players. The Genesee Brew House built a giant Christmas tree topping at 26 feet tall. The holiday tradition added 100 kegs, making it the tallest tree to date. The tree lights up the sky in Rochester, New York. So how about that?
My biggest question is if the kegs are full or if they're empty.
Who knows? I do not have the answer. Maybe it's worth a trip to go find out.
And if they are full, I wonder if the employees get to help empty those after the tree's taken down.
I'm sure they're hoping for that privilege. Well, that does it for us here at KUJH. Have a great night.